What if I told you that there was a single, powerful secret behind the fortunes of some of the most successful people in history? Well, that's the exact claim Napoleon Hill made in his legendary book, Think and Grow Rich. He spent over 2 decades studying more than 500 self-made millionaires, and he was convinced he'd found a common philosophy that absolutely anyone could use. So let's dive in and see if we can uncover this secret that could, well, change everything. Now, here's the catch. Hill doesn't just hand you the secret on a silver platter. Nope, he makes you hunt for it. He truly believed that for this philosophy to really work its magic, you had to be actively looking for it. You had to be ready to get it. So as we go through this, keep that in your mind. The secret is hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to spot it. And get this, the guy who actually commissioned this whole 20-year study was Andrew Carnegie himself. I mean, one of the wealthiest people in all of history. And just look at this list. We're talking about inventors like Edison, industrialists like Ford and Rockefeller, even U.S. presidents. The whole idea is that this one single philosophy was the common thread weaving through all their massive, completely different empires. That's some pretty serious credibility right there. So where does a journey like this even begin? According to Hill, every single great achievement, every single fortune, it all starts with one thing. And it's not a hope, it's not a wish. It's a burning, all-consuming desire. This is the first and, honestly, the most critical piece of the whole puzzle. And Hill makes a really critical distinction here. See, a wish is just passive. It's vague. But a burning desire? That's active. It's definite. Just take the story of a guy named Edwin C. Barnes. He didn't just kind of hope to work for Thomas Edison. No way. He showed up, practically broke, and declared that he was going to go into business with Edison. He had a definite, crystal-clear goal, not just some fuzzy, idle dream. And this right here, this is the power of that obsession in action. Barnes took a low-level job in Edison's office, and he just waited, keeping that fire, that desire, burning bright. His unwavering purpose is what eventually created the opportunity he was looking for, and it made him a rich partner in the Edison empire. His desire, it literally became a fact. Okay, so you have a burning desire. Awesome. But what happens when you smash right into a wall? Well, that brings us to the next absolutely crucial element, persistence. The book illustrates this with its most famous story, a parable about what Hill says is the single greatest cause of failure, just giving up too soon. 3 feet. That's it. I want you to remember this number. It represents that tiny, tiny distance that can separate staggering, life-changing success from just heartbreaking failure. It's the story of a man named R.U. Darby, who learned this lesson the absolute hardest way possible. So Darby and his uncle, they strike gold, and they're ecstatic, right? But then the vein of gold just disappears. They drilled a little more, got frustrated, got discouraged, and they quit. They sold all their equipment to a junk man for pocket change. But that junk man was smart. He hired an expert, an engineer, and that expert found the gold just 3 feet from where the Darbys had stopped digging. 3 feet from millions. So the crucial point is this: temporary defeat is not permanent failure. Hill calls failure a trickster because it loves to pop up right before the big breakthrough. And persistence is the only thing that can get you past that final test, past that last 3 feet. And, Darby took this lesson to heart. He went on to make a massive fortune selling life insurance, all because he promised himself he would never, ever again stop 3 feet from gold. All right, so we've covered the mindset. You need that burning desire, and you need relentless persistence. But Hill also provides a very practical, step-by-step method. Think of this as the how-to guide for turning that intangible desire into cold, hard, tangible wealth. And just look at how definite these 6 steps are. There is zero room for vagueness here. You need an exact amount of money, a specific deadline, and a clear plan. And those last steps, writing it all down and reading it aloud every day, they are so important. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's what Hill calls autosuggestion. It's basically a way of consciously programming your subconscious mind until your goal becomes this obsession that drives every single thing you do. So, have you spotted it? Has the secret jumped off the page for you yet? By now, you've seen all the different parts. So let's put them all together and just state the secret plain and simple. It's not some magic trick. It's a profound shift in how you see the world. So here it is. The secret isn't a gimmick or a formula. It's a fundamental truth. Thoughts, are things. They aren't just these fleeting little impulses in your brain. They are real, measurable forces. And since you, and only you, have absolute control over your thoughts, you have the power to shape these forces. When you combine them with a burning desire, a definite plan, and that unwavering persistence, you can literally transmute them into their physical equivalent. That is how you become the master of your own destiny. So the ultimate takeaway is really this. Just like Are You Darby, we all face those fault lines in our lives, those moments where our motivation just vanishes. But our greatest success might be waiting right on the other side of that temporary defeat. It might be just 3 feet away. The question Hill leaves us with is, when you get to that point, are you going to have the persistence to drill just a little bit further?